Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, dear viewers. Welcome to another exciting episode of Iftar N Chill, where we talk about everything Ramadan and we keep it real. My name is Zuhamullah, and joining me today on the set is Haifa and Shahali.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Now, during this holy month of Ramadan, do you want to be more religious or do you want to be more spiritual? That's the conversation of today. Haifa and Shahali, kuna utofauti wa kuwa religious na kuwa spiritual?
Hilo swala mimi mwenyewe lanichanganya kwa sababu sijui kutofautisha baina ya kuwa religious na spiritual. Naomba mpira nimwelekeze Sheikh.
So basically, what happens is these days we need to differentiate between two types of spiritual when we say someone is spiritual and the Islamic one. So generally when someone is religious, he's supposed to be spiritual automatically, but these days watu wenye wanaambia ni spiritual, they are preferably looking inside more than outside. Kama I've come across good amount of Muslim that they believe in the spirit of Islam, and they don't pray. So they don't pray. Nini asema what matters is your heart.
What is it in the heart? Mwenyezi Mungu anaangalia roho zetu.
At the end of the day, Allah does that. But that's another story. So we have that two kinds of spirituality when we speak about that. So the other spirituality that I believe it's the topic for today, that in Usiana, the holy month of Ramadan, is when we say what is spiritual, in Arabic, some translate it to ma'nawiya, or some translate to irfan, But ma'nawiya is better translation than irfan, but I've noticed some do that. So when they say religious, is usually they say the Islamic the practices zenye tunafanya. Is it the swala, saum, you practice that.
The things that people can actually see you doing them.
Yes. And then when they speak about spirituality, is the spiritual benefit that you are supposed to gain from that. Because you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bila shaka, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his vast knowledge, he has more than what we think that for salah and saum. But again, even in our small mind, we can see that there are other benefits. Ushaikuwa in situation that you are stressed, and then you prayed 2 rakat and you are in a different state.
Or even like recite the tasbihat.
Yes, dhikr. Yes, kwa sababu kama saizi unaona, me I remember I was traveling, and so I was on my way to, I think it was Dubai, Doha, or some Middle Eastern country. So, but I was not going for Hajj. It was, we are going for like me, I was going to another country, but some people who were going for Hajj were on the same plane. So I was with this old guy. I believe he was Somali. So I kept hearing what he says. So this person, you could tell that his whole life, he's been doing that tasbih. And you see, he's going for Hajj. He tried to play with the screen to make a movie, something. He was like, just leave it. He left it. Alafu, the only time that he was not doing dhikr, it was the time that they asked for food and he was eating.
Wow, mashallah.
But again, now the question comes. You have seen our parents, our grandparents, our sheikh, our ustad, using this tasbih and doing that. The question is, has this tasbih that we recite, good amount of us, we do dhikr, has contributed anything to our spiritual well-being or not?
But Sheikh, sometimes it's difficult to tell. Like the way you said it's spiritual, it's more innate. Okay, to some extent, maybe if I'm observant, naweza kuona ule utofauti. Like maybe person A was usually a very angry person and very violent. But tangi anze kufanya this dhikr and all this to small ibadats, kuna venye ameanza kubadilika. Wakati mwingine ni ngumu.
No, we are not talking about them. Like I just use that as an example because you don't know where they were and where they are now. You only see the outside. So now the question is about yourself. Like, wewe umefanya hivyo. Yeah? Umeona tofauti aje?
Hiyo ni swala zuri kwa sababu mwisho wa siku unajitathmini kwa sababu vitu ambavyo unavyofanya ni kama unajiuliza kama I think ni ile unaangalia je, hichi kitu kimenikataza kufanya kitu fulani. Maybe you are thinking about kufanya kitu ambacho si kizuri. But during kufanya swala na adhkar na nini. So mwisho wa siku labda kuna ile ukitaka kufanya inakukataza. So it's like inakuregesha back to Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
So the scholars, they have this thing, the teachers of akhlaq. Mostly when we say spiritual and the feeling yenye iko yote ninge katika usually in irfan, akhlaq and things like that. Yeah, vitu zinahusiana na moyo, personal being. So kwa sababu saizi na Ramadhani kikuja, we do a lot of religious things like unaamka tu na fast nini. For the first few days it will be because you are hungry, your mind can register that you are fasting. Sindio? And because it registers that you are fasting, you will lower your gaze. But in 10 days, when your brain register you are hungry, like you are nini, the gaze comes up. Pole. Now,
like the body gets accustomed to fasting.
Yes.
Haioni kama ni kitu mpya.
Yes.
Na kama ni mazoea.
Yes. Kwa sababu saizi how like we had this program here, Quran recitation. You recite Quran, Cindy. You listen to Quran. Do you remember the program recitation that we had? You could feel the recitation.
Yeah.
But the past 1 year you have been reciting. Why you did not feel it? And it's the same verses that person was reciting and you are listening.
Maybe we are not intentionally doing it.
That's
like
part of
tunafanya tu kupitisha muda ama tunafanya kujiambia Zuhra leo mimi nimesoma Quran aya 5 and I am happy about it. Sometimes we just do things so that we are happy and we can also share with our friends like haifa mimi leo nimefika juzi ya 3.
Alafu kuna ile labda unaona kwamba ndio kuna ile ukisikiza kuna sauti yenye ametumia na labda wewe hautumii. Sasa unakuta wewe ni kama inakupa ile kusikiza ile unakuwa na ule
iko na
athari yake kwa sababu ya ile sauti aliyotumia, alafu ni kama una internalize whatever umesikia rather than ile kuchukua Quran unasema nasoma but pia how we feel, so you're just reading kwa sababu tu niliambiwa nisome Quran.
Kuna some play I think naijua ya Shakespeare. There are some actors walikuwa na jaribu kuonyesha there is a different when you put the emphasis. Yeah? Alafu they are saying to be or not to be. That is the question. Alafu mwingine anasema to be or not to be. That's the question. Yeah? To be or not to be. That's the question. So unaona kila mahali penye unaweka emphasize, the meaning una feel like kuna tofauti. So when you understand Quran also to different level, they know where to put the emphasis tofauti. And people around them would feel.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I think it's a challenge for us to not just recite the Holy Quran. Sio kusoma tu, but try to internalize. Hizi aya zinakuambia nini?
I think kitu kizuri pia ni kukapolisha. Ni kuhusiana maybe kujitahidi kujua meaning. Kwa sababu ndio Ramadhan ambayo inakuja sio. Ramadhan tukiangalia ni mwezi wa Quran. Watu tunafaa kusoma Quran. Lakini most of us tuna rush ile tunataka tuimalize. Ndio. So kuna ile labda I can decide mimi acha niamue hii Ramadhani kama ni kuamua na deal na suratul Baqara na deal nikiangalia maana yake. So mwisho wa siku unajua whatever I'm reading nimejua maana yake kumbe inamaanisha hivi. So I think pia inampa ile mtu ule urahisi wa kwamba hichi kitu nikifika mahali fulani kama tuseme mfano tunasoma dua kumail. Ukisoma dua kumail ukiangalia maana yake you feel it. Unaihisi kuliko ule mtu ameenda you just read the Arabic part na labda mimi sijui Kiarabu yani si Sikielewi.
Hauko peke yako.
Back to the main point. Yeah, you see kuna kitu moja nataka, like two main things I think we need to address. One, there are good amount of people that they don't care. Not in a bad way. Yeah, wako tu sawa, waendelee tu na swala zao, like they don't miss their swala on time. They're okay if they feel or not feel. Hata hawajai kufikiria they are supposed to feel hiyo swala ama hapana. Good amount of people. And then kuna hao wenye they want to feel like every swala, which is not realistic sometimes. Yeah, kama saizi I've come across good amount of people during the holy month of Ramadan. Ifika tarehe 5, 10, huyu mtu amechanganyikiwa, ambaye what is the problem? Anasema, Sheikh, I'm not feeling it. Ifika tarehe 15, I'm not feeling it. So unajua anajaribu kujipush like, kwani mimi ndo ni mtu mbaya? Mwenyezi Mungu kwani aniangalie kwa nini? Cause unaona kama saizi Ramadhani ikiingia, kuna sometimes kuna moyo wako unasikia tofauti saa zingine.
Like you're so ready for it.
Yeah, not always. Yeah.
We are ready. You're not ready?
No. You see, what happens ni nini? If you live long enough, you'll face different pre-Ramadan days. Yeah. Some of them, you have accumulated reward, but you don't feel it. Like umefunga Rajab, Shaban, nini. Yeah. But unaingia Ramadan, you still feel unprepared. Like sometimes hujafanya nini, but you feel heavily spiritual. Yeah, baka Ramadan ukisikia mwezi wa Ramadan ingia baka unataka kulia. Kuna mtu anaweza kuambia ni homo.
Love that share. Love that.
Not for men, man. Not for
no,
men.
Even men
Not
have
for
hormones,
men.
share.
So now what happens ni nini? Sometimes you can't tell itakuwa lini ama haitakuwa lini. And sometimes our spiritual threshold inapanda every time. Yeah, ile kitu yenye ulikuwa unaifeel leo ukirudia tena utaifeel. Hata watu wenye wanasema we are not advocating for music. Hata kuna watu beside watu wa ADHD, yeah, the rest of people they can listen to the same music 3 times, 4 times. Yeah. Cynthia?
Yeah. I'm a culprit.
We don't halal na shit obviously. So unaweza kuta kuna mtu anaiweka kwa repeat 10 times, 15 times. One like unarudia, mtu mwingine ukicheza mara 2 imetoka. Like they can't. So but huyu mwingine anaifeel bado. But in reality it's not that they are feeling it. It's just touching a place that makes them relax. Hao wengine wanasikiliza kiukweli. So unaona huyu mwenye anaweza kwenda longer, si ya kwamba they have a higher threshold of enjoying it. No, they have an area of relaxation that hii kitu inaweka kwa hiyo zone for good amount of time. In reality they are not listening. So ni kama inawasaidia to mute some of the ADHD. It helps them to mute some of the noises that they have. So it's the right frequency to cut all of this noise. So naona ndo anaweza kuendelea kusikiliza. Si ya kwamba anaisikiliza. It's just counter noise. So we need to understand, yes, we need to differentiate being spiritual during holy month of Ramadan. Yeah, like kama unalika mtu, don't look at it as just a full thing. Remember, just put intention. The last Friday of Prophet Muhammad, the hadith is saying that 20 sadaka, hata kama ni tende hii moja. So sasa leo unakumbuka wewe, just remember the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like, Ya Rasulullah, like I'm inviting my brothers, my cousins, my friends, and it's because I love you and you said that we need to invite people. Utafeel tofauti. And hata kama kuna kazi, kwanza watu wa roll samosa nini, kutengeza manda, at least unaona kuna half cake is easy. So
it is, yeah.
Kumwaga tu. Kumimina, I mean. So you see, it's the interesting part ni nini? Utafeel tofauti. Yeah, make small things intentional enye utakuwa na hiyo feeling. Qur'ani nini. Look for the reciter that anakufa, cause kuna recitation mwingine ukisikiliza. Mimi mwenyewe kuna recitation nikisikiliza, nasikia. Mwingine nikisikia na pause. unatulia nini.
Inakusaidia kukua in the moment.
Yes. Sasa kuna hiyo, alafu kuna baadhi ya vitu zenye ulama wametu advise on that regard. So ya kupata at least hiyo kuweza kumonitor our spiritual levels. So kuna kitu ya kwanza kabisa inaitwa muraqaba. Yeah? So wewe during the day you do something. Wewe ndo ni polisi on yourself. Yeah? Like usubiri malaika ndo akufanye nini ama sijui nani. Wewe tayari unakuwa you are the police for yourself. You police your own self. So inaitwa muraqaba. So during the day unaona my gaze was not low enough. Yeah? So ama sijui I made the wrong I said something wrong yenye labda imehurt mtu. Saa zingine ukiongea haraka on some things yenye unakuwa anxious, you might lie. Yeah? Ukikumbuka saa hizo just rectify it. Usisubiri uende nyumbani kama uko na anxiety alafu ianze kula I lied.
Kama inakupa discipline.
Yes. So unaona during the day, yeah, muraqaba. Alafu ikifika usiku, siku ikiisha, unafanya kitu inaitwa muhasaba. What is muhasaba? Hasibu kabla an tuhasabu. Nyi wenyewe mjipigie ma account zenu before malaika wapigie. Yes, alafu kama umesema okay today ni kama I can see 2 sins, 1 makruh and 1 this. So you do tauba. And then after that you do nini? Muataba. Muataba, you try to speak to yourself. Why you did this? Why are you trying to lose an eternity and just for small moments of happiness? Why are you doing this to us? Like me and myself, obviously.
And there's so many personalities.
Yeah. Unaona? Alafu ukifanya hivyo muataba ndo kitu unafanya nini? Una make promise for tomorrow. So hizo ni I think the 4th things yenye mtu kawaida anafanya at least spiritual level yake iweze control. Yeah, but again remember, let's not fall into the toxic ama loop of like you see Islamically responsibility yako ni kufanya hizi wajibat and muharramat. But wewe tunataka in general tufike highest levels, and all of that is based intention na nini na spiritual growth. So we need to find balance between these. Tusikuwe tunajalazimisha mwisho wake cause of the pressure hata tusi enjoy the little. We enjoy siku ile tunaweza kupush to push, siku ile tuwezi kupush tusipush. Kuna hadithi I think tunaweza kumalizia hadithi. One of the Albert anasema, I think ni mamalia wa Mtume, anasema nafsi saa zingine na like it has the mood to do things. Like you see yourself want fast, give sadaqah, do this, do that, listen to lectures. Yeah. So if that the nafs is in that zone, give it all. Yeah. And when it's out of the zone, focus on wajibat. That's the hadith. Usijilazimishe cause I used to pray 50 rakas mustahab. I recite 2 juzuz. Yeah, that day you are in the zone, which was okay. Now kusoma page mbili like unajidrag. So which is okay. Hadith, this is Imam saying it is okay.
So basically we take slow on ourselves. Yes. Well, dear viewer, we've come to the end of the first segment. When we come back, we'll be looking at during Ramadan, can we create a balance between being spiritual and being religious? See you after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat. Welcome to the second segment of Iftar N Chill. And today we were speaking about religiosity and being spiritual. Now, before we went on a break, we were looking at how do we create a balance between being spiritual and being religious. Now, I want us to discuss on, are there like telltale signs to show that a person is spiritual? Like how can you measure your spiritual growth?
Oh, myself.
Yes. At an individual level. And maybe
for other people, like, how can we do that?
I can also share hers.
Kwa sababu nafikiria ukiangalia tukianza kusema ni ya mtu mwingine, siwezi jua mtu yuko vipi. Bora wewe binafsi.
Uje kwa na mosque unaona mtu analia hivi unaambia muongo huyu anatafuta sadaka. Astaghfirullah. Sometimes people do that. Ukiona mtu akilia sana hivi mosque ya kawaida, unajua huyu baada ya swala ataanza kuambia watu shida zake. Not in a bad way.
Me, I thought people like the
So, mi nasema watu, no, mi nasema
and
vitu ni watu wanafikiria. We don't know what is happening.
Okay, but now like something that's general. Yenye tunaweza measure spiritual growth. You know, when the month starts, tuko na goals zetu. And one of them is achieving your spiritual closeness na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But how can I measure? Ndo by the time mwezi unaisha na jambia Zuhra, hapa at least tulifika mahali fulani.
You measure better.
How do we do that?
I think by doing your best, kwa sababu ukiwa katika Ramadhani, kwanza ukiangalia tu vile imepewa kipaumbele huku nyuma. Na ukiangalia wewe binafsi, unajifikiria, kwa sababu kila mtu sasa anafikiria kwamba mimi nitaongeza vipi imani yangu. Kwa sababu spirituality it's about imani, si ndio? Kama sijakosea, si ndio?
The interesting part ni nini? In Africa, I'm not sure in Africa, but good amount of us, let me just say that. We assume iman is something spiritual.
Like the khushu, yenye unafeel wakati una pray.
But iman is translated to believe. And belief usually comes from reason.
Okay.
So it is not a heart business, but a mind business.
Really, Sheikh?
Yes.
You sort of have to feel it in the heart before it goes to your brain.
Not really. You see, what happens is when, let's say, the more what you have here sinks down here, the more you have iman. Okay, let me give you an example. You see, first of all, most people, they have different reasons to become a Muslim. Yeah. So, and let me tell you a nice story from Imam Ali. Imam Ali, alayhi salatu wasalam, someone asked him, have you seen, the one that you are worshipping, like you Allah? Imam Ali said, how can I worship someone that I can't see? And they're like, how can you see him? He said, I see him in everything. I see him in the power. Yes, manifestation of all of that. So Imam Ali is trying to saying sometimes seeing is believing, or believing in seeing.
Seeing is believing.
That one. English is not our mother tongue. So now, yes. No, what I'm trying to say ni nini, sometimes we need to understand when we say iman, ati mtu iko na imani nini. Unaona Quran yenyewe ina differentiate between Islam and iman. Islam, it can be a lower level in some sense, like umesema shahada nini. Iman is higher level of Islam. So, and again, you don't get to higher level of iman and belief without having good reason and proof. So what happens is we can't say that inaongeza imani peke yake. You need a combo of things to say that it elevates your iman. Part of it, one of the things that we do, reciting Quran yenyewe iko na effect on us spiritually, but also it's knowledge. When you understand kama Quran inasema kadha na kadha kuhusiana na kitu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this and that, so inakuongezea knowledge, na pia knowledge yako kiongezeka, faith yako inakuwa stronger. At least unaweza kujitetea kesho, because good amount of us, kama tukipatana na mtu mwenye amesoma kidogo tu to some degree, labda dini fulani, akuja tu challenge, kama tujasoma dini at least standard yenye iko foundation tujaipitia, foundation tu ya belief, tuta struggle. But again, kitu yenye natufanya we keep our faith. By the way, some translate iman to faith.
That sounds like quite an intense topic.
So for some, iman is faith. For some, is translated to belief. If you see some Quran translation, wanaita faithful, wengine wanaita believers. They are the same thing, but we need to understand that in order for you to be a mu'min, a believer, you need knowledge, action, and also good amount of spiritual growth.
Wow, that sounds like a good recipe to actually, grow your spirituality, so that you're not just believing in something Simply because ulipata wazazi wako wanaamini. Ati kwa nini wewe ni Muislamu? Oh, mimi nilizaliwa Muislamu. Kwa nini una pray? Well, tunafaa kupray, ni wajib. Kwa nini una fast? Nikikosa kufast nitaandikiwa dhambi. Like hakuna ile a stronger reason on why you're doing it.
I think these verses from the Surah Al-Asr, the surah that we recite, can show us some of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says wal asr, like Allah is swearing by the time. Yeah, innal insana lafi khusr, indeed human being iko katika hasara. Yeah, at lost. Illa alladhina, so everyone is at lost. Illa alladhina, expect those who believed, amanu wa amilu salihat. So these things, they go hand in hand.
So they believe?
Yes.
And then the doings?
Yes. Now, this has an interesting point to it. I don't know if you see it or it's just me. The interesting point, Nini, do you remember you asked what was the question?
How can you measure spiritual?
Yes. Sometimes we can't. But as long as we do these two parts, we should not be stressful. Ni kama saizi, wewe unaambiwa ukikosa kulipa rent yako baka tarehe fulani utakuwa na shida. Wewe ukalipa, ukapata message. Si ndio? Imeingia, ijaingia, is that your problem? Yeah, you did your part. Sometimes it's our nerves, ni shaitan ama ni nini, we may fall into the trap of thinking what we do is not valued and seen in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in time, because we don't feel, we don't nini, we stop.
And now we are losing everything.
We are
not
everything.
Even doing the routines.
Because we are looking at the different, you are not asked, like your responsibility, the main responsibility is not to feel, but to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So as long as you did it, now you have the belief part, the amanu part, is you can't go, obviously, yeah, there is a difference between someone who studied nini, akafikia Uislamu, yeah, anaswali, yeah, anafanya the action, na mtu mwenye tu amejikuta tu tunafanya hii kitu, because as much as it has some aspect of amanu, but it is a low level.
And I think most of us fall short of this.
Yes.
Like
so,
tunafanya tu kwa sababu tulipata ikifanywa.
Your reflects on your amilu. Your belief reflects on your action. The amount of it, the power of it, the intensity of it.
Inshallah. That's why utapata ukunja, like utapata mtu mwingine anakuambia, wewe ni Muislamu, kwa nini haufanyi vile niliona mwingine akifanya? You're like, what do you mean? Akasema, no, I thought all Muslims are like this. Kwa sababu there's a way like the society expects Muslims to be.
I remember being somewhere, some lady tried to say salam. Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't do that. Like, kasema samahani nini. Wanasema kuna usijui ni kabila gani ya Wakikuyu pia wasalimiani. So unafanya tu hivi. So unamalizana, so haileti shida. And then she asked, why you don't do that? In our religion, you are not allowed to do this and that. And she was like, but all the Muslims I know, they shake hands. I tried to defend my people. I said maybe they were women. I said, no, they were all male. Like, okay. I don't know exactly why they were doing that, but as I know, it's not allowed.
Yeah, I think pia ni kitu ambacho pia kina raise lile swali la kwamba kusoma dini ni muhimu, kwa sababu tunakuja katika sehemu ambazo tumekuwa kama tumekulia katika nyumba ambazo wewe umekuwa tu umejikuta wewe labda wewe ni Shia ama wewe ni Sunni, and then kuna ile aspect ya kwamba you don't want to read. Nimepatana na masuala kadhaa, like unakuta okay, I'm so sorry to bring the aspect of nini sects, lakini ukiangalia utakuta mtu okay anakuuliza okay wewe umemwambia like okay mimi Haifa, mimi ama Shia, so anakuambia so you worship Imam Hussein, so you worship Imam Ali, sorry shrubbing, so you worship Imam Hussein, yes you worship hiyo so you worship Imam Ali. So I'm like, Ulisoma wapi?
Yeah, I mean, how is that even possible?
How is that even possible?
The statement itself, it's so wrong.
Exactly. Kwa sababu mwisho wa siku unajiuliza, kwani huyu amesoma wapi na mimi nimesoma wapi? But I think ni ile kwamba wewe ukikuta mtu amesema hivi, you believe whatever ule mtu amesema. We hatutaki kwenda background research. Na ukimwambia labda okay, wewe nenda ukasome. So ako like, mimi sitaki kuwa
share ama kuwa
share ama kuwa nani.
Wewe tayari kwa akili yake ashaset akienda kusoma atakuwa mshia. That is interesting.
That is very interesting.
So knowledge is there.
Exactly.
But I can't be there. So wacha ikae. Interesting.
So unaambia tu mtu okay, mimi sijakwambia ukuwe mshia. But nakwambia tu uende usome, upate ile snippet ndio kesho.
So tayari anajua huyu akisoma tu atakuwa mshia.
Very interesting. Obviously ukifungua vitabu kiangalia nini na nini utapata kuna facts na ni kweli mimi kwa hivyo nilikuwa naambiwa mambo yangu na nimeshika. So I think the aspect of pia kusoma ni one way ya sisi kuimprove nini yetu.
Pia ile spiritual growth.
Spiritual growth yetu kwa sababu mwisho wa siku utakuna mambo mengi ambayo utakuwa una understand. Kuna ile mimi niko religious tu, mimi ni Muislamu after all. Si kuna wengi pia ni Waislamu jina jamani.
No, but again you see we need to differentiate this, yeah. We have different levels of Muslim, yeah. Kuna mwingine mashallah, you see there is this Ayatollah Bahjat. He was one of the well-known urafa of our time. When we say Arif is someone, is it in history inaitwaje kwa Kiingereza? Not spiritual. Mysticism. Irfan. But here Irfan iko na part of believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has tawheed, it has some philosophy, nini. Because there is this hadith that says that part of all what we need to do is knowing Allah. And all of this ibadah and nini is just way to get to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the best of our abilities. And by knowing, we get more and more. So he was saying that the true Irfan is the book of Fatwa, the book of Ahkam, the Islamic laws of Ayatollah Sistani, Ayatollah Khamenei, Ayatollah this, Ayatollah that. The Islamic laws. That is the true Irfan. And he said, you see, you can't you can't try to decorate something that you have not built. Yeah? So what you need, if you do all of the ahkam right, you are way ahead from anyone else. So if you see someone with Lamujina, as long as they are praying, they don't listen to lectures, you don't see them doing anything. They don't do haram. Like ujai kumkuta kwa pombe, you have never seen them in clubs. I wonder how ulikoko hapo ndoka ukuwaona huko. I'm joking, mabeshte. Okay. Yeah. And you have never seen them doing any anakuja tu swala Allahu Akbar ameenda. That's it. Ujamkuta katika haram, ujamkuta kwa kitu mustahab, ati kuna sijui nini sadaka foundation zakat nini umkuti, lakini ana meet requirements. Unajua this person is much better than some of us, yeah, in some sense, not all sense. Allah ndo anajua kila kitu kwenye vile kunaendelea, but in some sense this person, he's avoiding sin and doing wajibat. Yeah. Sasa mimi nikikama imagine this is water, this is tea, this is coffee, yeah? Nichukue maji chafu nichanganye maji safi nini, alafu nichukue sijui chocolate hivi na sukari nimwagilie niseme now mimi nimepamba na this and that. Na ule anakunywa tu maji plain for example. Which one is doing better? Hata kama nime mix all the best ingredients. Plain water. Yeah. So sometimes to see comment in the wrong way. The Waislamu jina, obviously they in kwa mtaa wana mean something else, but kwa mtaa wana mean something else, but as long as you meet the basic, when you can push yourself, when you can't do the best with the wajibat and avoiding haramat.
Yani tukiangalia ni ufanye kitu ambacho unajua unaweza. Usiforce pahali hauwezi.
No, nafsi ni kama mshale. Ukivuta kuna mahali itarudi. So ikistretch mahali fulani, mahali pe itarudi, God knows itarudi back up. Itarudi hapo, itarudi mbele zaidi, itafanya nini. So sometimes you should not force yourself, because utamu ya baadhi ya vitu itapotea. I came to realize, you see, sometimes we are taught to do some things with respect. Yeah. For example, I've come across people who listen to duas with speed X. I did not like that. But there was this time I understood. Ushikuona zingine, you judge them, like, what's wrong with you? Just let the dua kumel play 30 minutes, yeah? And then when you have wanasema attention span issues, you understand that I realized there was one time I was doing something and it was time of dua, and nika play your dua. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm doing this. Let me listen to the dua. I felt the dua more than the time that I sit. I was like, So we need to also sometimes to explore and see when, based on, unaona kama saizi shule, they try different method ya kujaribu mtoto kufunza. Kwani ikifika dini tunataka kustick to one way. I enjoyed that dua that day more than ever. Yeah, because apparently my brain can enjoy it in that way on that day better. But ukiketi unasikiliza hivi, impulse inachukua umechika ulali, like impulse. Oh, that's a different story. Yeah, find different way, and I think we really need to work on as Muslim, as sheikhs and nini, to work on resources that are more interesting. Me, I've come across like types of Bible for children, for youth, na nini translation. I have not come across for good translation, or easy translation that kids can understand. Obviously in English, na Kiswahili, na nini. In Arabic, you may find some resources. In Persian, you can find, I don't know, maybe even Urdu. But here on this side, bado haziko. So also resources, we need to understand. We need to move with people so we can understand, because some of these duas are beautiful. Siko ubaya, someone akuja yonge tu na inaitwaje Shembeteng, yeah? For the youth, waelewe what is happening here. Hakuna shida, but not everyone is for that.
Not everyone is for that.
Yeah.
And we are all at different spiritual journeys, and it's okay. Wewe jiulize, hii Ramadan, do you want to be more religious or more spiritual? And what are you going to actually achieve? Both of them. Kwa sababu there's no like much difference. You need both of them. So we wish you all the best in this spiritual journey. If you need any of our assistance from Mahditv, we have a very knowledgeable sheikhs who will be able to assist you in this journey. Reach out to us on our social platforms, Mahditv Kenya, across Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and we'll be there to assist you. That is it from us. Keep it Iftar and chill. Ma salam.